Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to JSNB Talk. We got Stu, we got guest Brian here, and my name's Nick, and we put the gent in intelligent.
That's right.
Sometimes we bring the intel, but you'll just have to wait and find out today.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Same old
Not
stuff
much.
every day.
Guys, Christmas came and went.
It did.
Now there is how many days left till the end of the year?
There's 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days.
3 days left until 2024. That's wild.
1 day closer to death.
Yep. Every day we're just 1 day closer, aren't we, Brian? Way to bring
That's
it down
it,
there.
baby.
That's good.
I'm a whole lot closer than you guys are.
No, you never know.
You do. You never know.
Never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell you what, one of our good friends, he said that time goes faster because the percentage of time that you live decreases with every passing year. So when you're 2 years old and you go to 4, well, obviously not the next year, but in 2 years, that's 50%. You've lived 50% of your life. But when you're 65 and you go to 66, what is that, like 2%, if that? Yeah. Think about that.
That'll take you there.
Anywho.
That'll take you there. Man, well, that just got dark. We were on here and we were ready to have a good time, and then Brian had to make it all about death and stuff.
Sorry about that, guys.
Jeez.
Woo. Here's to death.
Here's to death. All right. So Christmas is over. Give me a present. One present that you guys got that you love. What is it? Give me one.
What'd you get, Dad?
A Lewis.
What is it? Give me one.
Jersey.
Ooh, add it to the collection.
Or the collection.
Is that the one you sent me the picture of?
It is.
Ah,
It is.
excellent.
It is. Yeah.
Do you have them all listed in a spreadsheet?
I do not.
Stewie and I'll have to come over and do that for you.
Yeah, we'll
You'll
take
have
care
to
of that for you.
inventory my collection.
Why don't you, Brian? Come on, dude. That's irresponsible.
Sorry, dude. It's just time.
Yeah, maybe we could come over for a week. We could just spend the whole week cataloging your whole collection. That'd be a good time.
We'd probably need more than a week.
I don't know. It depends on how much we eat and sleep.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, I wanted to ask you, are you interested in any Baltimore Orioles memorabilia?
Yeah.
It's not autographed or anything. I have a bunch of Oriole stuff. I'll have to show you sometime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we can hook you up with some Philly stuff too, man.
Ooh.
So,
I'm talking. I got some. So my dad was an Orioles fan.
Okay.
I haven't fully decided if I want to get rid of it yet, but you would be the guy that I would go to if I did. So, but I didn't know if that was something that you collected. But it's like some glasses that have like older players on it.
Oh yeah.
Eddie
The
Murray.
glass
No,
glasses?
glass. Yeah, they're glass.
Ah, cool.
I'll have to take some pictures and send them over your way. But some different stuff that he gave me throughout the years that I don't have a lot of room for. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mare tells me I don't have a lot of room for anything else either, but
She's not wrong. I've been down in the basement, and you're running out of room quick. But I'm still. Hey, I'm here for it.
All you have to do is dig deeper.
Yeah, keep collecting.
I got the rest of the house too, so.
Yeah. Oh, good luck
true.
with that one. Yeah. All right, Nicky B, Christmas present. What'd you get? What do you like?
Christmas present. My parents actually got me a new CPU processor for the old desktop.
Ooh, okay.
High end.
Oh
yeah.
CPU.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I haven't put it in yet, but when it goes in there, I'll be sure to let you know that I'm earning and burning.
Let's go. So, for those who don't know what a CPU is.
A central processing unit. It is the thing that powers your computer.
There it is.
Well, I was going to say it's powering what you're watching right now, but that's not accurate. The graphics card is powering what you're watching right now. But
Mary in the chat. Brian, think again about the rest of the house. Not happening, she said.
he came in out of nowhere.
Oh,
She's not
that's
supposed to be
awesome.
listening.
She shut that down so fast. That's funny.
Hey, we're remodeling the upstairs bathroom so she can have that.
Doesn't sound
Speechless?
doesn't sound like you're gonna win that one, Brian. Yeah, I'll pray for you. That's all. We'll pray for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, you probably will. Mary's gonna choose violence one morning when she wakes up. She's just gonna start listing all your stuff online and selling it.
Oh my.
Use violence. I can't picture my mom as a ninja.
Start taking over her home.
Oh, you'd be
She
surprised,
might.
dude.
Yep.
You'd be surprised.
Just slicing and dicing, kind of like us. We just slay. What's it called? Slay reputations.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
there
right.
you
We're
go.
destroying reputations left and right here on JSNB Talk.
Lay masters.
Mary says the shed and the basement and part of the garage are plenty. You need no more space, Brian.
Part of the garage is in the shelves, the shelving units.
No. Well, yes. Well, you know that you remember the T-Mac poster that you had downstairs?
Yeah.
So that's still hanging in the garage. And mom says, "Why do we have a thug hanging in our garage?" He said, "Dude,
Oh, dude.
basketball players, you know."
I love Mary.
But, yeah.
A thug.
That's funny.
T-Mac the thug.
What are you
T-Mac
talking
the
about?
thug.
You guys don't do anything with the garage. You still have it painted from when? What is it? We just threw some paint on there like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, not even that. I think like Michaela decorated it, quote unquote, with leftover paint from different projects, and so T-Mac's hanging there, and then I've got stickers all over the shelves, so it is what it is.
Well,
You don't need
Hey,
a
at least-
purdy garage.
At least she can park in there, you know.
well, that's
I mean,
true. Yeah,
All you
know,
need.
So that's something.
that's what the garage is for.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Do either one of you have a
Exactly.
garage?
I do not.
No.
Nope.
I didn't
Hopefully
think
we'll have one here within the next year.
so. Yeah.
Same. Ooh, that would be nice.
Same.
Really?
Maybe
Are
I'll
you-
move
are
to
you-
South Carolina.
Yeah.
No.
Are you looking at homes?
We want to. We do want to. It's not like we're doing it right now. But we do want to sooner rather than later.
So are you
So,
going to
within the next year or two.
You're going to buy existing.
We haven't decided yet. Honestly, it'll probably end up buying. Yeah. I would love to build, but I think it's more expensive to do that. So
Well, a lot of it depends on what you want. I mean, if you can find a house that fits your needs,
yeah,
you know, I mean, so to give you an example, we've lived in this house for 30 years, and we actually had it sold once, and it's been on the market probably 3 or 4 times, but we could never find a place that we both could agree on, because
Yeah.
she wants new, and I want land, so something like that, it just doesn't happen. So, you know, if you can build and get what you want, then you know that's the key.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
you guys are looking at, right, Nick?
We'll probably buy. We won't build, but we'll probably buy.
really?
We're looking at something. We're actually gonna go look at a few properties, and we've been looking for a while, but we're gonna go look at a few on Saturday. They have, I think, one of them has 3 acres. The other one has 8, and I think the other one has 11.
You're killing me, dude.
Jeez.
You're killing me.
Yeah,
you're living
So-
Brian's
so-
dream.
I know.
So, Stewie, good news. The places that they're going to look at are in Pennsylvania, so that's a good thing.
I wish
Right?
that were true. I can tell by his reaction that is not true. But
But
I wish it was.
No,
Yeah.
you do not wish that was true, because you're actually moving down here. So if we just flip flop, that just leaves us in the same predicament.
Yeah, that's
You know?
counterproductive. Yeah. So I have I've always wanted to have like I'm gonna call it a barn, but it's not really a barn. Like a I think I don't know. Have you ever been to the Eshbox
Barn
house?
Dominion? The
I don't,
Xbox
I don't,
house?
I don't, the Eshbox house, like
Yeah.
Paul and
Oh,
Robin.
oh, oh.
So
Yeah.
I think Paul Eschbach, like he built that building now that he has out there. So I essentially just want a place that's separate from my home that we can have like gatherings in, right?
Yep. Yep.
Put like couches out there, right? A projector screen for like Super Bowl parties or whatever. Tables and for to do holidays in and stuff like that. So I do want to have some land where I can build something like that.
That's
I've
cool.
wanted something like that for a long time. I just don't know how practical that is like right now. So we'll
I
see.
mean,
But
it's very practical.
we do want the next house that we buy, we do want it to be somewhere where we're gonna settle for a while, right? Like this house we moved in 2020, and we knew what it was. It was a like a 5-year kind of
Right.
uh, put money into your home versus paying rent kind of deal. So the next
Investment
one,
type thing.
yeah. So the next one is gonna be one where we're gonna like put the roots down and stick around for a little while. So Grammy says, "Bet me he's moving down there." Bet me he's moving down there, meaning South Carolina. Grammy is not a fan of that, Nicky B. So you have to.
Oh, she jumped in the chat real quick.
Yeah, she said that's
I
not
don't
happening.
think so.
And it actually has nothing to do with me. She doesn't care if I leave. It's Ellie. That's all.
Doesn't care about the
Nope.
what would
Grandkids
the
aren't.
great grandkids.
Yeah, grandkids don't matter anymore. Now it's great grandkids.
So
I tell you
Steve,
what, when you
Christmas, dude.
Yeah.
So my wife got me a gift card for the Philadelphia Phillies. So I can either use it for like their fan store online, or I can use it to buy tickets.
Nice.
So I was looking at the Phillies. Right now they don't have like individual game tickets on sale. They have three game pass or 3-game
Package.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't come up with that word. 3-game package or a 6-game package. And they have a 6-game package that includes opening day, which I want to go to because it's the Phillies and the Braves.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh
yeah, you're going with your brother, right?
Yeah. So I looked. She got me a $300 gift card,
Nice.
so I can do the 6 games, 2 seats for each game for $297.
Get out of town.
It makes sense, yeah. And
That's
then
cool.
so like I can get my brother's ticket, and then if I'm taking somebody like him or whatever, I'll just make them pay me back for their ticket. If I take my wife, obviously I'm not going to charge her. Maybe I will. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe I will.
Get some money off of her.
But yeah, it was a really cool gift.
That's cool. That
Yeah,
is cool.
I've never been given anything like that before, so I was struggling at first because we were just talking before the pod, Brian, about how I love Bryson Stott. That's the next jersey I want. I want his the old powder blue Bryson Stott jersey, but they're like freaking sold out everywhere, dude. Like they don't exist.
That's
Everybody
crazy.
loves Bryson. He better not go
Yeah.
anywhere. Anyway,
I
Go
don't think
Phils.
you have to worry about it.
I don't think so either. Grammy, I'm not moving to Debtor's Mill, so absolutely not. That's the road that she lives on, and
Is that Dover?
it is actually so. Well, yeah, it's Dover. The school district is Northern. They're like right on the
Really?
line for Dover and Northern.
Are you
was gonna say-
serious?
Yeah.
How
Grammy's
far
out
down-
here doxing herself.
How
Yeah.
far down does Northern go, Stu?
So there's the Conewago Creek down there in Dover.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the line.
Oh, really?
At least that's
Keep up.
what I understand.
I
Because
can't believe how big that district is.
yeah, it's big. Yep. She said, "Bah humbug." No, mom. No.
Gosh, we opened up a can of worms.
Everybody just wants me to move to them. Brian, I'm moving to you.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
you can
I
live in my
have-
basement.
No, I have
No,
the
there's no
upper
room
hand.
down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Well,
I'm moving to Nicky B.
okay.
It's 20 degrees warmer down there.
Yeah, that's probably a smart thing to do.
Yep.
60s this week.
Oh, I
Loving life.
hate you so much.
What'd you
Loving
say?
life. 60s this week.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
It's freaking 60s.
You can't beat it. Well, looks like we all got good gifts. Heyo.
I just wanted to see if that would work on the live. It does, just so everybody knows.
That did not go over well.
All right, we had our fun.
Oh my.
Back to
Anywho,
original
yeah.
programming.
So, yeah, so we were talking a little bit before. One of the things Brian had brought up in conversation a couple weeks ago, and this is a fun conversation to have because I don't know if we're all gonna have different opinions on this or not. But one of the things we talked about was we were talking about technology. We were talking about like cell phones, tablets, laptops, even. You could categorize all these things. I think initially we were talking about cell phones, but are you the type of person who must have the newest upgrade, or are you content with sitting on the phone that you have for as long as it functions, as long as it does the job that you need it to do until it's broken, and then upgrading? So where do we find ourselves, gentlemen?
Well,
Where are
I
you at
think
on the spectrum?
the thing with me is, I mean, dude, I mean, I've upgraded technology is great.
Yeah,
I mean, I still remember doing 8-track tapes for crying out loud.
Brian is
So
dating himself right now. He also played
yeah, well,
Asteroids, if you guys will
yeah,
remember
I
that from a
did.
previous
But
pod.
I mean, record vinyl, back in the day. So anyway, but I'm all for upgrading technology, but my thing is just like with the iPhone. I've got an iPhone, I think 13. You know,
Oh, that
and
pains me.
What are they
and
at now?
I the only reason I haven't, Nick, is because they forced me to get it. So
I know they
you know,
forced you.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I like it and it works great, and but yet every time it gets upgraded, something goes wrong. It's like, dude, why? It's functioning fine. It works fine. It does everything I need it to do. Leave it alone. You know, give me the
Yeah.
option. If I want to upgrade it, fine. If I don't, fine.
Ye-
So this
Oh,
is
you're talking about
that's
the
just me
software
different.
upgrade?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so not
I
not
mean,
necessarily just like the phone itself, but the software.
right,
Okay.
right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you. I was just thinking about like the actual phone. I didn't think of like the
right.
software, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I look at it from perspective of saying, so the upgrades that they do on software, what am I gaining? Speed? Who cares? I don't care about speed. You know, I mean, in Nick's line of work, he needs the speed. I'm sure, but for an average Joe like me who uses it to text and check scores and all that kind of stuff, I don't need more speed.
Yeah.
If I go from you know getting something up every 5 seconds versus every three, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't know. You need those scores coming
Super
in hot,
fast. You got to have
real
it
time.
refreshed in real time. That's right.
Yeah, yeah,
My mom says I would like to upgrade, but can't bring myself to pay $2,000 for a stinking phone.
I
yeah.
think we all feel the same.
Yeah.
$2,000 for a phone?
Yeah, well, and what
Yeah.
they do now is they sweeten it, right? Or they don't sweeten it, but they make it look sweet. So it's like,
Right.
well, if you trade in your phone to get this upgrade, then you only have to pay $48 a month for 2 years, and
Yeah,
it's like,
right,
oh yeah, dude, $50 a month, that's nothing. But then you do the math, and you're like, holy crap, like that's
right.
I
that's a
think
decent chunk of change.
my thing is when they get you where it says buy one get one free, and it's like you get the next month free, and then you
Yeah,
have to continue paying for the phone.
yeah,
Like
Yeah, yeah.
that is not buy one get one
that is
free.
not how that works.
That is not a BOGO. I know a
Well,
BOGO. I know a good deal.
so Nick, what's your take on it? Do you, I mean, with the tech, do you like the upgrades? Do you find them necessary?
A lot of them are not necessary. A lot of them are mostly like I don't even know if I had to put a percentage on it, probably 80% bug fixes to where it's like super small things that they're just kind of fixing and refining. Um, and they'll put, a lot of those will be one-offs, and then they'll have like a probably like an annual, biannual, maybe quarterly upgrade to where they put actual features in, like additional features. So I think probably because I grew up with it, it's probably just kind of second nature, and then just because I like to tinker around, it doesn't bother me, and I me personally, I don't experience the broken phone or like the broken like usability of the phone when the upgrades come. What about you, Stu?
Um, so I'm probably, I would say, so I like having the newest tech, right?
Hmm.
So I wouldn't say that it's necessary because for any reason other than maybe just saying that I have it, which sounds really stupid now that I'm saying it. Um, but like where they get me sometimes, like I would say when I shop for a phone, what I want is a battery that lasts the longest, right? So like they have these cameras out, right? I'm gonna hold this up here, right? Like this has like 5 cameras on the
Other
back of it.
other camera
What's that?
or other feed. You held it up to the wrong
Oh,
camera.
wrong one. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
there it
there's like
is.
5 cameras. I
smokes.
have 2 cameras. Um, but yeah, so there's like 5 cameras on the back of this phone. I could honestly care less. Just give me one. But what I want is give me a good battery, one that's gonna last for a while, that I'm not gonna have to like charge over and over and over again. Yeah, there's my wife just completely putting me on blast right now. I like having the newest tech. That is the truth.
Truer
Uh,
words. Truer
but
words.
with that being said, I think I could be worse. I think I could be worse.
Oh,
Like
100%.
I sat on my last phone. This might sound stupid to Brian, who's on an iPhone 13, but I sat on my last phone for like I was eligible for an upgrade for like 2 years, and didn't upgrade, and then finally did. So um, now Mary's blasting you. Nick broken phone. We
Yeah.
we heard about that last week or 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Yep.
One of
pink
the
razor.
pods.
So
Everybody's
Stu,
smashed a phone or two.
so let me ask you, Stu. Since you like having the newest tech, do you upgrade just to upgrade to get the newest tech?
So again, I think sometimes I just um, I'm easily swayed by the ads, right? Where they're like, "Oh, get your better battery and your bigger screen," and like bigger screen, you're talking like it's literally like this much bigger,
Sure.
right?
Right.
But they just like they get me all like amped up, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like this is so much better than what I have. Like I need to have it," and then uh, and then I go get
What
it. So
about what about like the what I call consumer tech, like video games, systems, and all that kind of stuff. I
You
know
wouldn't
like
consider a phone a consumer tech?
well, I do. No, 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 I do. I'm lumping that all in there.
Oh, I see.
But it's a different.
yeah,
That's more entertainment. Whereas laptop and phone and all that kind of stuff is more.
Yeah.
It sounds funny. I'm going to say it's almost a necessity. Whereas the video systems are
Yeah.
not.
without going into details, yes, I spend a lot of money on consumer tech as well.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah. I have a Mac laptop, like the biggest screen laptop. We have a Dell laptop. I've got my gaming computer down here. I've got an Xbox Series S. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have a lot of
Wow.
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Wow.
Love it. Love going over to his house.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah.
it feels like home, you know?
Yeah, it's a little
I
crazy, but
I
I
was
think
there. I was there even before I was working in software development. Like, I was definitely consuming tech on a yearly basis. Getting the brand new phone, getting the brand new system. Way back when I bought the PS3 of my own money. I
yeah.
was
oh,
I was
okay.
I was mowing lawns.
Sorry, babe.
I think I saved up a couple $1,000 mowing lawns as well, PS3 came out in '06. I was like 15. So saved up a couple $1,000 and I bought the PS3 and then I proceeded to blow the rest of the money and had nothing to show for it.
Excellent.
So
We've all been
yeah, it
there.
was
We've
Uh,
all been
it
there.
was a great time and the best part about it is my dad warned me about it. I did not heed his warning.
Nope. Mike Ferry says, "You guys talking about new tech? I am still using a Galaxy S9. I only get a new phone when my current one is done." I'm looking this up right now. What a Galaxy S9.
I know what it looks like. I think that's Becca when I first met her. I think that's what she had back in 2012.
Jeez, no
wow.
way.
Wow.
Look
Yeah.
at that. You can buy it, well, refurbished for $130. Hey,
Oh
whatever.
man. Whatever.
So
But no,
Whatever
I
works for you.
I I would say that when it comes to things like TVs and not so much stereo systems anymore because that's kind of antiquated.
Everybody has
But
Bluetooth speakers.
right, that kind of stuff, I would say that I like to have the latest and greatest with that, you know. But when it comes to phones and computers and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, dude, just if it's working great, fine, leave it alone. You know,
Yeah.
give me the option. You know, I would be okay if you guys want it. Fine, give them the option, but otherwise, leave me alone.
I
I like my phone.
I think you can. I think you can decline an upgrade, but
I
I'm sure
feel
they
like they
keep bugging
eventually
you with it.
force you into it.
Well, they do. So I
Well,
actually have
iPhone does.
yeah, actually have an upgrade on mine that has been sitting there for I don't know how long right now.
Is it in the
Like,
notification bar?
yep,
Ugh,
yep.
that's the worst. I'm one of those people who likes to have a clear notification bar. If there's anything sitting in there, just swipe it away,
So,
swipe it away,
so,
swipe it
Clear
away.
all.
but how do you
Yeah,
get rid of it, Nick? I can't get rid of it. It won't
you
let me get
can.
rid
You
of
can by
Yeah,
upgrading your phone. Or
it.
yeah.
updating your phone. Yeah. That's the way that you do that.
Yeah, well,
Oh gosh. I will say the latest upgrade I did to what is it? The Galaxy or not the Galaxy, the Google Pixel 7 Pro. That's probably the best upgrade that I've done in a long time, where it actually felt like a significant upgrade simply because of the software. But usually most of the phones that where you upgrade on a yearly basis, it's like you the changes are so minuscule that you can't even like it's like okay, when's the next phone coming out?
Yep.
And that's the way they want you to have it.
That's exactly. And they get Stewie with it every time.
Gosh, I'm gonna
Every
call
of
you
the
up when the
time.
next phone comes out and be like, dude, has all kinds of problems.
Don't
Let
do
it
it.
go.
Yeah,
Let
don't
it
so
do it.
go.
did you see my wife calling me out about the BlackBerry? So I love my BlackBerry. If I could, I would still have my BlackBerry if they didn't force me to change it.
Because you like the physical keyboard, right?
I do. I
Oh,
love that thing, man. It was that's by far the sweetest phone ever.
the BlackBerry.
Yep. Yep.
Wow,
Jeez.
that's a hot
That's
take.
that's a statement right there. That's a statement.
Got
Hot
that
take.
right.
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
it.
the BlackBerry is the sweetest phone ever. You
We're
heard
gonna
it
That is
clip
here.
it.
that. We're
Yep.
gonna clip that and put it on a hot take for TikTok.
Yep, that's
There
gonna
you
go
go, baby.
viral.
Boomer goes viral.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, Kyle says I'm about to upgrade my computer. This one is about to get tossed right out the window. So my brother Kyle has a gaming computer. I think he wants to upgrade some of the parts of it, but it's like a pre-built one, so
Yeah.
sometimes that's difficult. So I'm not sure. I think he wants to be able to handle some of the newer games like the Call of Duties and stuff like that. And
Absolutely, Kyle. If you need any help, hit me up. I'll give you
Nicky B
everything
can
I
be your
have.
guy.
So I kind of
Yeah.
think I have an answer to this next question, but what about your spouses? Where are they at
My
as far as
wife is currently sitting on a Galaxy S10 Plus, and she has to charge it like 37 times a day for it to survive. But as long as she can make phone calls and text with it plugged in, she's fine. And I've told her, I'm like, I'm not going to tell you can't upgrade. You go right ahead. But she's
Dude,
perfectly content with where she's at.
so why is it that way, Stu? Why do you think that she's that way?
doesn't want to spend money on it.
Because she's she's in your era, if you want to call it that.
No, she's 7 years older than me.
Well, I know that.
Sorry,
but
babe,
still,
love you.
I mean,
Just kidding.
holy smokes, boy! I can't believe you just threw her under the bus.
I
Wow.
am fighting. I'm officially fighting. We're in a fight.
There it is.
Probably.
Real quick, Kyle, you start at pcpartpicker.com. pcpartpicker.com.
Love you, babe. So much.
Alexa is not happy.
So much.
So
I think, I mean, obviously, so for me, like, I'm just more of like I've always liked playing video games. I've always liked being on a laptop. I've always liked tech. Um,
Mm. Man
and I
after my own heart.
yeah, she's not that person. So, and again,
That's
I think too, we're just different in um, like I said, I'm easily. I think like the ads, they just get me for some reason.
true.
Like
True.
I don't know if maybe that's bad of me. I'm just easily swayed, easily bought in, and they just convince
You're
me right away. And I'm like, I
you're
just
an
need to
ad
have it.
agency's dream, Stu.
Yeah, yeah. No,
An
you
ad
yes, you know
agency's
it.
dream.
Yeah. So don't clip that because then I'll get all the ads. We're just gonna delete this part of the segment.
So how
But
about Becky?
Uh,
Look?
yeah, I think so. Becca's unique because she works. I would say maybe 60% of the time. Probably there's definitely days where it's probably like 80 or 90% of the time she works on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
So she likes to have the most updated phone because it's going to be the fastest. It's going to because she's doing a lot of multitasking on her phone. So yeah, she had a Pixel, and for whatever reason, like the Pixels don't have great like water resistance. So I think she dropped it like in the rain or something,
Oh
and
no.
it like crapped out, and then another time she just dropped it and it cracked, and then this most recent time it just like I think what happened is they sent her a refurbished phone and it just randomly one day just stopped working.
Wow.
So she ended up being done with Pixel and actually got the S23 Ultra. So
So
yeah,
so so
can't wait for
uh
the S24.
that's interesting. So that brings up another subject, Nick. You said that Becca works on her phone most of the time. I hate doing stuff on my phone
I
that
can't stand it.
it drives me
Same.
crazy. I'm like, dude, just give me my laptop. Mare tries to do, Amazon and all that kind of stuff online on her phone, and I'm like, oh, it just drives me
No,
nuts.
give me
So,
17 monitors,
yep,
I will
yep,
be in heaven.
yep. That's it.
Yeah,
Isn't that wild?
My Grammy just put in the chat that my pappy still has a flip phone. He indeed does. So
Wow.
my grandfather is like he. If you were to give him a smartphone, he'd have no idea how to find
Does
his
No.
he
way around.
text too?
Does he text? No. Nope.
Yes. Okay.
Nope.
I was
Wait,
gonna
It's
say,
just phone
have,
calls, and so it works
okay.
for him. His phone does exactly what he needs it to do, and so he's not changing it. If it's not
that's
broken, he's
it.
not gonna fix it. That's Pappy.
That's all. That's all you need. I think
Yep.
Grandma has a flip phone, right? That she never
Yeah.
uses.
Yep. Yep. She
Half the
turns it
time,
on.
actually, probably most of the time, it's turned off.
Right. Yep. So she doesn't text. She doesn't take pictures with it. She still uses a point and shoot camera. So,
Oh
that is
man.
digital, but,
Jeez.
you know, but
Do they still
Wow.
yes.
sell like disposable cameras,
Yeah,
like throwaway cameras? Is that still a thing?
I don't
it is
think
still a
so.
thing. I
It
think so.
Is
is.
it?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who develops the film anymore in those.
Because I remember like using that. We used to have to like drop those off at like CVS or something to like get the
Yep.
film developed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You can
So,
actually. I have it right here. You can get one on DoorDash. Can have it delivered
are,
to you.
are you
you
serious?
can.
Yeah.
I'm doing it
So,
tonight.
there's Kyle brings up an interesting question too. Do you still have a house phone? We do not. We have not had a house phone in, oh my goodness, probably what, Nick, 10 years, 15 years,
Yeah. Maybe even
maybe even longer.
15. Well, I guess I know I know when I was there we had. Yeah, we had one.
The one that everybody
Because
kept knocking off the wall.
yeah, well that and I remember because I had the basketball phone downstairs hooked up.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
Um,
that.
so that was what was that like 10 years ago? So yeah, probably 10 years.
yeah.
But we've never had a landline. Have you, Stu?
So we did growing up, but ever since like when I went to college and then after college moved in with you, ever since then I've
Yeah, no.
never had one. So Kyle just said our grandparents do. They still have it. They still use it. Um, they both have cell phones, but they still have the landline. And I was gonna say there is a lady that I work with, her and her husband. So she is a year younger than me, but she also they have a landline. Now hers I understand. So they live in Biglerville, like up on the side of a mountain, and their cell service is horrible, horrible. So they have that there, so that way they're always getting like they can get phone calls at home if there's emergencies and stuff like that. So that I understand completely. Grammy and Pappy, gonna need you to catch up a little bit. It's time to get rid of
Yeah.
that. Time to get rid of that landline.
So I looked it up. Less than 25% of Americans still have a landline, and your pappy is in that less than 25%.
Yep.
Nick, aren't you proud? I am not in that 25%.
I'm proud, Brinson proud.
I bet Jared has a landline.
Oh my gosh, I bet he does. I
Yeah,
bet he can't work it either.
He's like, wait, what numbers do I press? How do?
He may
Wait.
Well, he may still have a rotary phone.
Do I spin it this way or this way?
So my Grammy and Pappy used to have one of those. They used to have a rotary phone right up by like their front door. I remember that, or I guess it was their back door, but it was the door that they used most of the time. But anyway, they used to have one, and I remember using it. I used to like when we were at my grandma's house, if we called my mom or something, that was always the phone that we used. Had a cord, plugged in. You couldn't go too far from it. Yep.
Well, so there's a prime example of check upgrade that was useful.
Yeah.
When you went from a corded phone to a cordless, that you could actually go outside and talk.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a useful upgrade.
Wild.
But
yeah.
Times changed. Grandma had one of those phones where you had the thing with you held the two pieces, right? Did that ever work?
No way.
Yeah. That the one that they have, Nick, is the one that came out of that house when they moved in.
Well, so since you've been with Mom, has it ever worked?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not being ignorant when I ask this question, but like so that type of phone, did that like, could you dial, or did it give you to like, in Andy Griffith, yeah, okay, that was my question. Like when they use that phone, it always goes right to an operator, and then they.
So when you look at it, so your mom brings up, Stewie, she said, who remembers the party line? That's what they used with those phones. Party line. So basically, if you got on the phone and somebody else was on the line, there was only one phone line. So if they were using it, you couldn't make a call.
Wow.
So funny. That was still the case when we had landlines. You'd call.
Yeah.
I'd call my girlfriend growing up and be like, "Dad, get off the phone."
Or
get off
if
the
you
other
had
line.
more than one phone and you were talking to your girlfriend, your dad could pick up the phone upstairs and turn it on and be really quiet and listen to what you were
100%.
saying.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Who would ever do that?
Yeah, I can't imagine, Brian, that you would do that, or my mom would do that, or anybody would do that. I imagine that never happened. But
That's
you
just
could.
a cruel
Just saying
invasion
you could.
of privacy.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Had to do with phones. My grandma, I'm pretty sure they still have an answering machine, like that they like have it recorded.
Wow.
So when we were growing up, she used to have us record, like, me and my brother. We were the first like set of grandkids, and it was like, "Hi, this is Grammy and Pappy's house. Please leave a message," whatever. And then it became my two younger cousins, Alexis and Michaela. They did the same thing, and now it's my niece and nephew, I believe, Kyler and Lexi, on there. But like that's still, if you call their landline, it's still like that recorded answering machine.
So
did you?
Go ahead, Nick.
Did you guys ever set up like the custom voicemails? I know when we were in high school, you had you could record a voicemail for your cell phone.
Yeah, I hated.
Did you ever record one?
Yeah, I hated doing that.
I always did the prank ones. I read off a script and said that it was like the mental health hotline. Like, press 1 if you're schizophrenic. Press 2. Do you remember that, Dad?
I do. I was used to. Oh my word. So brings up another subject. Do you guys use your phones to make phone calls? Do you ever intentionally make phone calls?
Stewie and I call each other all the time.
Almost daily. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, probably daily. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Talk about Clash of Clans or.
We're the two best friends that anybody
Discord.
could have.
Yeah.
So I still do too, but I've actually gotten away from making phone calls more, and so
just texting
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer. I know some people are gonna cringe when I say this, because a lot of people just don't like talking on the phone because of the convenience of texting. I prefer, I think, talking on the phone.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah,
I think a lot of it depends on who it is and why you're doing it.
yeah. That's
You
true.
know. So
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
somebody I don't like, I'm texting them 100%.
yeah. Kyle just put in here. This is legit. Like if you were to call him right now, his voicemail says, "This is Kyle. If it's important, call me back. If not, just text me." That's all it says. Oh man, too funny.
Indeed. That is
But anyway,
good.
yeah. So just so you guys know, the S24 release date has not been announced yet. So, yep. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I know you guys were waiting on that one, but it's not out there yet. So I will keep you updated. I'll let you know as soon as I hear back, and then we can all just go upgrade together.
so
Social media.
I was doing a little bit of research before we got on tonight, and it actually, so according to Google, the upgrades only happen once a year. So when the new phone comes out, that's when they upgrade everything, supposedly. But if I'm not mistaken, I also think that there are other software upgrades. Didn't you say, Nick, that they do them like quarterly or something like that?
So Google, I mean, the Google one may be right. They may only do it the big one once a year, but um, so they may not even have like the quarterly or the biannual. But they definitely, every company has like the one-off updates where they put out where they'll fix bugs.
Yeah, bug fixes
Especially
and stuff.
especially when a new phone and new OS come out,
Right.
operating system come out.
Right.
There's inevitably bugs that pop up that they'll have to put out a patch to fix.
So let me ask you a technical question then, Nick. Why, when stuff gets upgraded like that, does that make other stuff go kablooey?
Because I think at this point, and I mean I think we've been at this point for a while, but there's so much intricacy and like the code base, there's so much code involved that you can never really fully flesh out all of the bugs or like everything, because it actually takes putting it out as a tester or a feeler to actual users who are actually in some cases going to try and break it,
Right.
try and break whatever you put out. So that's why, whereas back in the day, especially like with video games, they would spend 5-10 years on one video game to try and to flesh out as much as possible, and you got a polished,
Right.
game that was there to play, and if you had maybe one or two glitches, they showed up in the Reddit post, be like, hey, take advantage of this. But now it's just like you're just trying to get out as much as possible, as fast as possible,
Right.
and deal with any bugs later. And so that's where all the patches come in. But yeah, it's annoying.
Interesting.
I'm getting blasted in the chat here, fellas, by my brother. He says Aaron loves talking on the phone, at least when he answers it. I will say, for as much as I love tech and as much as I love my phone, I do a horrible job at answering and also returning some phone calls. Mike Ferry, I do not love when my desk phone rings at work, so do not call me. Um, what else here? Oh, and then Grammy says to Kyle, she hates your message because you call back and you still don't answer.
So what you're telling me, Stu, is that you screen your phone calls.
Um, so I just leave my phone on silent all the time. Like I don't even have it on vibrate. So
That's the
I
best way
don't
to do it,
I don't
honestly.
even know like that people are calling. And then when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah. Like if I'm busy, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta call them back. And then I'm a guy, so I forget. And it's just what happens, I guess. I don't know.
Just what happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
But Kyle,
just the
keep
way
in
it
mind, I
is.
do talk to Nick every day, and I don't talk to you every day. So I guess I like him more than I like you.
There you go.
So,
Speaking facts.
yep,
There's like a
Brotherly love.
thousand. There's like 1,000 different languages in the world, and you chose to speak facts.
that's right. That's
Props.
right. Yeah, Mike says I don't know his extension. I walk out and bug him in person. It's also true.
There you go.
But I prefer that. I prefer being in person over talking on the phone. So perfect.
I do prefer that too. being in person, hanging
I
out.
would say that I would agree with you too on that one.
Excellent.
Yes, yes,
Excellent.
yes.
Well, gentlemen, we have about 15 minutes left. And so big day coming up next week. We have New Year's Day, end of 2023, beginning of 2024. So we were talking a little bit prior to this, and we want to see some stuff in the chat here from people that are hanging out. Right now on Facebook, it says we got 7 people. I'm not sure who's hanging around on any of the other platforms, but let's hear a highlight from everybody's 2023. So that is for Brian and Nick and me, as well as everybody in the chat. Give me something from 2023 that you're going to look back on the year and be like, "Hey, this was one of my peaks. This was one of my memories or something, something you're going to remember."
Mm.
Well, I'll go first. We are actually closing on selling our home tomorrow, right before 2024. So
Perfect.
we are selling that
The one in
our
Lemoyne.
I guess you would call it an investment property in Lemoyne. Got a great return on it, and gonna put it in some real estate down here. Oh man, great way to close out the year.
Maybe for
Like,
you.
yeah. Just cutting off all routes to Pennsylvania. Love it.
Yep. Now he's never going to come back, Brian.
I know, dude.
No, he's
What are
never
you
going to
gonna do?
come back.
But yeah, that was my highlight, and I mean, I guess there is still a few days left, which potentially my son could arrive, so that would obviously trump selling the house. So it's still in limbo.
Yeah.
Still in limbo.
Mary just stole yours, Brian. Now you can't say it. If that's what you were thinking, you can't use it.
Well, I'm not gonna be a grandma,
Brian found
so
out he's going to be a grandma, everybody.
Where's your wig? You need a wig.
Yeah, really. Yeah, something like that. Well, that's a tough one, Stu. I mean, there's a highlight. Wow. I mean, life is just so crazy sometimes that you look at things and you is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And I mean, just like Nick, Nick's Nick's highlight is something I look at and say, man, that just it really sucks.
Yeah.
and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for all that, but it's tough. But I mean, I guess I look at it from perspective of like Mayor said, finding out that I'm gonna be a
Grandma.
grandpa soon. Yeah, and Michaela got engaged, so that happened in
Ooh,
23.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
So that's another biggie. So we're gonna be hopefully getting her out of the house here shortly.
About time.
Yeah, got that right.
Both your kids making big moves.
Yeah, that's for sure.
One of them
Yep,
too
leaving
far.
Mary and I, are going to be all alone here in the great city of Harrisburg or Mechanicsburg. So
All alone. You guys get a big old extra closet.
More baseball memorabilia storage space. So
that is true.
just
That
tell
is true.
tell Mary that you're calling dibs on that bedroom already.
Yeah,
Say
well,
it belongs to
so-
Brian.
yeah, that's not going to happen, Stu.
Not a fight
already know
that he is
that.
willing to have. A hill that he is not willing to die on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, man, it is a tough question because like honestly, like I'm having a hard time even remembering what happened this year because things just go so fast, things happen so fast. Um, this might sound really, really, really stupid, but one of the things that like just thinking about this year, obviously like the two most important things for me are my wife and my daughter. And so my daughter made a big change this year. Alexa and I kind of made a tough decision in pulling her out of a daycare that she was in. That she loved the teachers. She loved, like, she had friends there and stuff. Now, granted, like, she's 2, right? So she's never going to remember those people. But it was, like, super expensive. And so we made a decision, a financial decision like that we were going to pull her out of there and put her somewhere else. So we had a connection through my mom and one of her friends who had an in-home daycare, and I'm just like super pumped and grateful every day that we dropped her off there. Like Alexa dropped her off there day one, and she went like right to her. She had a great transition. She like talks about her friends there now, and like it was like a non-event. Like it was something that me and Alexa we thought about for like months. We were worried, we were stressing about it. Alexa way more than me, because she obviously I think as a mom, you're maybe a little more sensitive to those things, but we both stressed about it. We both were thinking, maybe we were doing the wrong thing, but she just like settled right in there like a little rock star, and she loves it. And her Miss Sherry there, like she's great. So I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind, but I'm just glad that like that transition was good for her. We're saving a lot of money, which is also excellent. But I don't know. I don't know. That was the first thing that popped into my head. So
It's interesting too because you and I obviously have kids, and Nick's getting ready to have one. When stuff like that happens to your children, it it's like you live through them vicariously.
yeah,
And you take on their attributes and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And it's hard because we don't know what's going to happen in the future, obviously, but it looks like that's something that is such going to be so stressful, but yet kids adjust to it so easily.
yeah.
You know,
And
I mean they it's just crazy.
and as a parent, right, you want your kid to be happy. You don't want your kids to be
Right.
crying every day when you're dropping them off, and
Right.
sad and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of thinking through that, and like, okay, is she gonna cry today, the first day we drop her off? And if she does, how many days is she gonna cry before she feels comfortable there? And we literally like took her there to just meet Miss Sherry like one time, and then that was it. And it was like for 15 minutes. It wasn't even that long. And then day one we dropped her off, and she just
That's
right in
cool.
there. And
Yeah.
like um, obviously, as parents, we have our own peaks and our valleys and things like that, but nothing will, I could honestly, if I wake up every day, I go to work and I come home and I don't do anything, but my daughter's happy and she has everything she needs, like,
Yeah.
I'm good there.
Yep.
So, yeah, cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's cool.
Kyle
Yeah,
says,
so
like it was meant to be. What do you mean by that, Kyle?
the new daycare, probably.
The new daycare?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Um,
no hiccups, nothing like that.
so nobody threw anything in the chat other than Mary, saying she's going to be a grandma. So, Mom, Kyle, Grammy, all you people, what do you got? While we're waiting for you guys,
Highlight
happened
for
like it was meant to be.
2023.
She went in and everything just worked out. Yeah. Um, Grammy says we're going to be great grandparents of identical twin boys. That will make 7 great grandkids. Yeah. So my
Wow.
uh, so it was me and my brother. We were the first grandkids, and then the second set, Alexis and Michaela. My cousin Michaela, she found out this year that she's pregnant and that she's having identical twin boys. So they will be due in June of 2024. So
Dude,
Wow.
have you ever seen pregnant women that are pregnant with twins and how big their bellies
yeah,
get?
yeah,
Oh my gosh. I
huge.
see
Be
some
careful,
on
Nick.
TikTok. I see some on TikTok, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, Becca and I talk about, like, we're just amazed every day at, like, oh my gosh, she's getting so big. And, you can just, he's just, like, filling up the whole space. And then we go on TikTok and see people having twins, and I'm like, that's a whole other level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole other level of belly.
It
Yeah.
was funny
Oh
with
my
Alexa,
word.
like, so when she was pregnant, she was like, you could tell she was pregnant, but she didn't like pop until, and maybe she can correct me if I have the timeline wrong here, but I would say within like the last month and a half, and then all of a sudden it was like boom,
Bam!
and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like a tiny human in there. Um, and yeah, it is crazy. Like when you think, so they're also at our church. You guys know Josiah Wenrick,
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Wenrick's son. So his wife is pregnant, and I think she was due yesterday, to be honest. So I'm not sure if they had that baby or not yet, but I saw her on like at the Christmas Eve service, and I was like, man, she's big. Like Jesus, like it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, my mom said, or Kyle says he bought a Harley. Kyle bought a Harley Davidson, so I know he was super pumped about that. My mom, aside from our 5th grandbaby being born, Lynn and I celebrated 20 years of marriage.
Nice.
20 years. You don't hear that
Wait,
often anymore.
Let's get the horn.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. And then let's get the golf clap. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
20 years of marriage.
20 years of marriage. That's awesome. Alexa says that's accurate.
Excellent.
I felt like I had just eaten a lot of food up until that point. Yeah, you could definitely tell you were pregnant, but it wasn't like an explosive pregnant until about a month and a half.
We had to go the opposite way. We had a couple that we knew in the Midwest in Des Moines, Iowa, that she gained probably about 15 pounds total with her pregnancy. And when she left the hospital, she was wearing her pre-maternity clothes. So
wow,
she didn't gain
that's
anything.
Unique.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's one thing that we've learned in all of this is that literally there is no predicting anything. Like every woman has their own unique pregnancy experience and birth experience. Like Becca likes to plan and research and do all the beforehand material and whatnot. But there is just like, and obviously we're doing as much as we can, but oh my word. You hear a story and you hear it from 3 women and you think like, oh yeah, that's how it's going to be. And then the next 3 women are each different in their story. It's like, okay.
Nick, the unexpected.
You've also learned a helpful lesson in parenting, because the same would apply to raising your child. So, because you're gonna hear a lot of like, oh well, do this. Do what works for you and Becca and little man.
Yes, just slap him upside the head.
Yep. Give him a percussion.
No, I'm not going to do that. Just a disclaimer.
Perfect. Yep. We don't abuse children. Okay. So we got a couple more minutes. So 2024 starts on Monday. What are we looking for? Give me one thing we're looking forward to in the new year.
A Donald Trump presidency.
Let's go. Amen. Changing of the guard.
One can only hope.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Anyways, you guys think it's gonna happen?
I think it might. I've been hearing actually a lot of polls lately. Beck and I were just talking about it that we're hearing a lot of Gen Z. It has like flip-flopped. Like back in July, they were 10 points in favor of Biden, but now in December, 6 months later, they're 10 points in favor of Trump.
Really?
Kyle
So
says.
it's like.
Kyle just said, is Jared dressed in a Nick costume? Because that's something that Jared would say. That's funny.
That is absolutely something Jared would say.
Grammy's all in. Yeah.
Wow. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. Mary and I were just talking about it tonight, too, because, there's a lot of guys that a lot of people that still don't like, I think that a lot of people didn't vote for him the first time or the second time because they didn't like his attitude or his whatever.
Right.
And so anytime that you'd ask them, well, why are you voting for Biden? And they'd say, well, I don't like Trump. And it's like, dude.
That's not okay.
It's not a popularity contest.
Yeah.
The guy that Trump's politics are what you should be looking at, not everything else.
I used to tell people when I was getting in discussions about that kind of stuff, I'm like, if you were to have like open heart surgery tomorrow, right, and you had 2 options for doctors, and one of them was like had a fatality rate that was very high but was a nice person, and then you had another one who was like a complete jerk, arrogant, but like never lost a patient, like which doctor would you choose? We're not, I personally, I could care less what the president of the United States posts on Twitter. Like, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care if Joe Biden were to get on there tomorrow and start acting like a jag, right? I wouldn't care.
Right.
Get my gas prices down, reduce inflation, help the American people. That's what I care about.
That's exactly
Simple
right.
stuff. Simple
It is.
stuff.
And But yet, I look at these people and it's just like, dude, I don't get it.
Yeah, if you're,
Um,
sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
no, go ahead. That's all right.
I didn't mean to cut you off. If if you're voting for somebody just specifically because he's not somebody else, or he or she is not somebody else, you've not done enough research.
Right.
You've not done your due diligence.
Absolutely not.
People vote, like, voting is such a critical element in our democracy. It's something that it's a right that we have, and it's something that everybody needs to take seriously. And to me, in my opinion, if you're voting for somebody just because he's not somebody else or she, um, you're not taking it seriously.
Well, you're not looking at it in a realistic light. You're making it a prom king
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Yep,
I'm voting for him because
Yeah.
he's my friend or because I like him.
yep,
It's like,
Oh
dude, you're
gosh.
crazy.
yep.
I
That's why
think
we got out of high school.
that's yeah,
Some
yeah.
people did not. Physically, they did, but mentally, they're still
They
there.
did not.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
Kyle
true.
Kyle says he's gonna have 2 teenagers in 2024. That's gonna be a handful. I'll be
He's
honest.
gonna have
I
what
haven't been
tonight?
there yet,
what's that,
but
Brian?
yeah,
I
he's
said
gonna
that
have an
he's gonna have
18-year-old.
18-year-old.
So yeah, so
No
his
idea.
his stepdaughter, Lexi, she was 2 when they got together. So yeah,
That's
they've been
wild.
together for 16 years. I forget, Kyle, how many years married now? I don't remember. I'm a terrible brother.
But yeah,
You
and
don't
then
have
at
you don't
the
have
end
to be a pro to
he says just happy to have a family house job and live life. That
Amen.
is contentment right there. Contentment or godliness with contentment is great gain.
There you go.
That's
There you
one
go.
my mom taught me growing up, and it is true then, it's true now. It's it'll get you through a joyful life.
13 years in 2023, married, Kyle. Yeah, there you go. It's awesome.
That's good. Man.
Mary, I get to be
Wow.
at my grandson's birth and love on him. Yep, I'll be there too. No, I won't. I'm not gonna impose. I'll be down the week after.
Yes, you will.
I don't have anything crazy planned for 2024. I could potentially have 6 Phillies games to go to, so that'll be kind of cool.
No.
We're
Wait,
going
you're
down.
going to the West Coast, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am planning on taking a trip to Oakland to go to an Oakland A's game before they shut down the Coliseum. So I want to do that this year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so it didn't need to happen this year, but now it needs to happen this year because this is the last year that they're playing there. So,
Right.
Brian, I think I told you this, but I want to go to like all the stadiums. I'm buying this thing called the MLB Passport. So like
Yep.
in that you can mark off all the games and
How
whatnot.
how many stadiums have you been to?
So, man, I count this every time and I can never remember. It's like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Come on, you
But
don't have a spreadsheet?
no, but hear me out, Nick. Hear me out. I can hear the disappointment in your voice. I'm gonna start over essentially, because in this MLB Passport, like there's a page dedicated to like who the 2 teams were at each game, the box score, who the pitchers were, right, all that kind of stuff. And I don't remember. There's no way for like I wouldn't be able to pick out every game I've been to. So I'm gonna essentially start over. So as
Yeah,
of now,
that was
as of now, 0.
That passport is cool.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Had thought about getting one. I've been to 16
Whew.
different baseball stadiums.
Okay. You want to go to Oakland this year?
Uh, it would be nice.
Nick's coming with me.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Come on with us. Because I was thinking, because Oakland is right across the bay from San Francisco.
Right.
So finding like a weekend or something where they're both where they both have home games, and I don't even care. Like I'll buy tickets for like $5 and sit like all the way up. I mean, I'm there just to see the stadium. So
So Nick and I have been to San Diego. We've been to see the Padres play. It's a nice
Okay.
stadium. So I think that's the only one I've been out in California. Is San Diego.
okay.
So I had a sister that lived in California, just outside of LA, for 30 years and never got the chance to go. So
San Diego, is that south of LA? Am I remembering that right?
yes.
That
Okay.
is completely south. next to
12 miles from
Tijuana.
It's like
Yep,
right next to
12 miles
Mexico.
from
Okay.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe when I go out there, just try to hit all the Californias, get San Francisco and Oakland, and then move south to LA and get both of those, and then move south to get San Diego. I don't know. We'll see.
You might as well swing over and get the Diamondbacks while you're at it.
Get Arizona, and then just keep going, Colorado, and then down to Texas, and let's just get them all. Let's just go on a trip, and we'll just get them all.
Go to Florida at that point.
Yeah, and then we'll get Atlanta down in Georgia, and
Actually, you can get a flight then to Seattle and see the Mariners.
yeah, there you go.
And then while you're headed that way, you might as well just go to Toronto.
I was gonna say, is Toronto west or is that east?
East.
Oh, is it east? Well, then we'll just go up the East Coast, right? We'll get up both New Yorks, and we'll get, we'll just work our way up into Toronto, and
Dude, I think.
Go ahead, Nick.
I think you're gonna hit all the stadiums next year.
we'll just do it all in 1 year.
Wow.
Because
dude.
Baltimore's close, and Washington's close, and Pittsburgh's close.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Convince my wife to let me do that.
On YouTube, there was a couple, a husband and wife, that hit all 30 stadiums in 1 year.
Jeez.
So, it is
1 year. Oh, that's amazing.
It's possible. So it's possible. You hear that, Alexa? It's possible.
Did they have an RV?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they
Jeez.
must have been independently wealthy.
Yeah.
But
Now that's not us, so that's not happening.
so I actually a few years ago actually had a weekend planned where I was going to hit Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Washington. All in one weekend.
Have you been to Washington?
I have.
Yeah.
Nick, we were down there with Nick, so it was, but it never happened. It hasn't happened since. I can't get Washington and Baltimore on the same. So what I was going to do was go to Philly on Friday night, Baltimore on Saturday during the day, Washington Saturday night, and then Pittsburgh on Sunday. And
this is happening this year.
Yeah.
We're doing it, Brian.
Hey.
I'm gonna look at the schedules. We're gonna figure it out. Nick's gonna drive up too.
I've tried replanning it, and those two teams in Baltimore, Washington are never in town the same weekend.
We're gonna make this happen.
Really?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna look it up, and we're gonna do it.
I think they may have an agreement that they don't schedule the same weekend because they're so close together.
I wonder if
how close are they?
Probably within half hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you looked at like a Friday and a Monday to like get out from under the weekend?
No, I have not. Because what I
do
was
like a
trying to
long
do
weekend.
Yeah, I was trying to do one long weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So, but
I didn't realize they were that close. I'm looking it up really quick. Keep talking.
Yeah, so the plan was to go to like a 1:00 game in Washington or Baltimore. I can't remember which one it was. Like a 1:00 game on Saturday afternoon, and then go to like a 7 or 7:30, 7:15, 7:05, whatever it is, Saturday night. So.
Wow, they're only 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not far.
I thought it was like an hour plus. Huh?
Can you imagine if you stayed in between? You'd be 20 minutes from each stadium if you stayed in the middle. So
we need to look for a hotel in Russet.
Russet.
I don't know. That's just where I zoomed in. It looks like it's about halfway.
I think the real question is there a brewery in Russet
Probably.
that we can hang out at in between games?
There's the Bank Shot Bar and Grill. That sounds right up your alley.
There you go.
The Bank Shot. Banks are open, baby.
Bank.
And there's a Sam's Club. So I'm not sure the relevance there, but I don't want to. Nope, and I don't want to.
It's good, man. I'm telling you.
I'll take your word for it.
You can get bulk mayo.
There you go.
And put it on
For
pizza.
your pizza.
Oh gosh, gross.
Did you guys see the guy get drenched with the mayo in the bowl game?
No.
The winning
that is so gross.
You know how they?
Oh.
I got mayo, a big jug of mayo dumped over.
Bro, that's so disgusting.
Mayo celebration. Oh gosh.
Oh.
Wow.
Kyle says, "Why is Joe Flacco playing so good? Came off the couch and kicking some butt." What's the score, Kyle? Brian would look it up on his phone, but he doesn't have speed on his iPhone 13.
Hey, now let me hold on a second. I got it.
He's gonna get it. Let's see who gets
Coming
it first.
in at 13 seconds. 13.
Oh, I got it.
13 kilobytes per second.
I'm there.
You guys are killing me.
Not good.
20-7. But the Browns are also in the red zone right now. 2nd and 6 on the 16.
20-7.
Yep.
About to
Although,
make it a
hold on, let's
blowout.
also point out that they're playing like Mechanicsburg High School in the New York Jets. So he's playing so good, but
Is Aaron Rodgers the sandbagger playing?
he's not. He apparently he's on the roster now. I'm not really sure what that move was all about, but
Yeah.
he
I
said
thought
he's
was
not
coming
going to
back
play
this
for the
week,
rest
but-
of the year. No, he said he's not playing.
Oh, okay.
He's not returning this year, but they put him on the
Oh.
roster for some reason.
Oh, he's sandbagging hardcore.
He is sandbagging, dude. He's a sandbagger. Oh, dude.
He's a sandbagger.
Aaron Rodgers is such a sandbagger.
I keep saying it, Stuart. You were talking about one of the things that you would like to see for 2024.
Yeah.
I would love to see my Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl.
Ooh, you know what? I'm with you on that, Brian. I'm with you.
That city's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick, like out of all the teams that are kind of in it right now, it would be the Lions for me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Worst
Kyle.
division.
I'd probably put the Dolphins at number 2.
They
but-
are one of 2 teams that have never been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Never even been.
Never been.
Wow.
So they the year before, like when Namath won, I think he won the first Super Bowl. But the year before, the 2 years before, they actually won. I think they call it the AFL Championship or something like that. And since since the merger, they have never been to the Super Bowl. So, little UBI
Jeez.
there.
Wow. Yeah. This was their first division title in like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
That
Jeez.
This is the
talk
first
about
time
fandom.
first time they've hosted a home playoff game in like 23 years or something like that.
And for all the haters out there, we can confirm that Brian Brinson has been a ride or die Lions fan. He used to have a Lions license plate on the front of his white Honda Ridgeline, and that's how I
Vouch
always
for that.
that's how I always knew that it was Brian, because nobody else would have that license plate. I'm not sure if he
He would
still
be
has it
caught
on his
dead.
vehicle now, but
It
but he
is
did.
not on my vehicle, but it is in my garage.
Perfect.
Oh,
with
why?
all the other
Why don't you
sports.
put it on?
Maybe he was an ashamed fan. It'll probably be back on now if they win the Super Bowl this year.
No, because then it'll seem like I'm a bandwagon jumper. So
That's true.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true.
But-
Well, I
That
think
means
we
you gotta put it
can
on now.
all agree that we love watching the Chiefs struggle. Am I right?
Oh yeah,
go.
dude.
Love to
It's-
see
it's-
it.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword because I don't like seeing the Broncos struggle, but I mean, seeing the Chiefs struggle is a consolation prize, I guess.
I
No,
love
I-
the chaos in Kansas City.
I kind of like I mean I enjoy watching Mahomes and Kelsey play. They're good athletes.
You
know,
wouldn't feel that way if they played in your division.
Oh, that's not true. I mean, I it's like
If they
it's
were
like-
beating up on the Lions twice a year for a decade or more.
dude, you're talking about 30 years, man. Everybody plays up on the Lions. know?
Fair.
So, but
At least
you
we
know,
can all agree that LeBron James is not the best player of all time.
That's
that is
correct.
true.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
That is true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, I haven't seen Ferg. Where's Ferg been?
I don't know. I really
Yeah,
wish he was in here because we had a topic of conversation that we were going to bring up. We'll have to sit on that one till the next time he's here. Kyle, we were going to talk about the New Year's Eve all-nighters that we used to do.
Oh yeah.
So, real quick before we jump out of here, how are you guys ringing in the new year? What are you doing?
Oof.
Staying at home? Brian, you going to bed? Like,
Well,
you're laughing, so I'm assuming nothing.
So, the last couple of years, we have actually been at Mayor's homestead back in Indiana County,
Okay.
and she usually goes to bed around 9 or 9:30. So I would go out and sit in the graveyard up on top of the hill and watch the fireworks. That's what I'd do.
By yourself?
Yeah, by
Oh,
myself.
graveyard.
In the ridgeline. Yeah, the graveyard was up
Oh
on the
man.
hill, so best vantage point. I didn't have to
All
worry about
right.
anybody getting in my way or anything. So,
Sounds like a
um,
good time, Dad. I would absolutely do the same. If I was up there with you guys during New Year's at Grandma's, I would actually go to a different part of the graveyard and sit in my own car, so that way we could both have our separate times watching the fireworks and ring
there
in the
you
New
go.
Year.
There you go. But this year, I don't think we have anything planned. I think we're actually doing nothing.
Just doing nothing. Gonna ring it in
Excellent.
at the house.
So, for years, probably 10 or 15 years, we had some friends from CLA that would always have us over.
The
And
Patchets.
no,
Lint.
Ah,
the
the
Lint.
Lints. Ah, man.
And you know why? Because it was teal. That's why, Stewie.
Oh yeah,
Teal.
yeah.
Yep. Teal
Legendary
solid.
teal.
There you go.
CLA Teal.
So, but
CLA Teal made a. Didn't you guys wear like CLA Teal jerseys at one time for one of those dodgeball tournaments, Nick? Am I remembering that
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and you
Yeah.
lost. You disgraced the name of CLA Teal.
We're saving that for next pod
Okay,
when Ferg is here.
perfect.
But yes,
Love
we'll
to hear it.
teaser.
Yep.
We'll teaser.
Yep. 2 words foreshadowing. Rich Alioth.
Yes.
I think that was the year that he played with you guys when you guys were wearing the teal jerseys.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yep.
right.
so how are you guys celebrating the incoming year?
We are going down to my mom's house. We usually just get together with my mom and my stepdad, and then my brother Kyle, my stepbrother Jesse, both of their families. We're big. We like playing board games. I'm a big board game guy. I got a bunch of them, so we usually take some board games down there and just eat food, play games, and do our thing. And then at 12:02, we'll all jump in our cars and come home.
So how many people does that include, Stu?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Very cool.
Yeah, 13, and that is three under the age of 2.5, or 2.5 or younger. So they'll kind of be like, they might not make it till midnight, but the rest of them, yeah, we'll just
That's cool.
play games and hang out, and yep.
So, do you use the sparkling grape juice to?
So my mom will most likely have that. I hate that stuff. Nope.
Do you really?
Yep, hate it.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
I will
That's
have a
a
nice
travesty.
glass of Rutter's iced tea, and cheers to the new year.
Come on,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
not
I don't
just
like the
sparkling.
no.
Yeah.
Nope. Do not like it at all.
Oh, Stu, I'm disappointed.
That's what when Jared was
Disappointed.
talking about that what was that thingy Thanksgiving, Nick? The drink the
Martinelli's.
Martinelli's, yeah. So I went and bought him like a bottle, and I was like, "Bro, you need to like drink all that cuz I'm not like I'm not touching it." Nope.
Oh
So.
gosh.
What are you doing, Nicky B?
We may be having a baby.
Maybe having a baby. That would be a way to bring in the
That
new
would
year.
be a way to bring in the new year. Oh my gosh, probably the best way to bring in the new year.
Well, so
But
that,
we are probably doing nothing. Probably just sitting at home watching the balls drop.
careful, dude.
Or one ball. Sorry.
Wow, that's even worse.
Oh man, that's funny.
So,
Watching the
Nick,
balls
if that happens, you realize that that's going to change our plans.
And mine.
Because if you have a baby,
That it will.
Then we'll be celebrating.
You have nothing to do, you're gonna have something to do.
That's
Yep,
it.
and I'll
That's
be
it.
on my way.
Yeah.
Yep. That's gonna change both of your plans.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Woo!
Alrighty. What's up? What were you gonna say, Brian?
Oh, I was just going to say, so Stu, once you get done at 12:02, you won't be heading home. You'll be heading to South Carolina.
Could be. Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Very cool.
Just be waiting for the text. So, alrighty.
I'm sure it won't be a text, Stu. It'll probably be a phone call.
Probably be a phone call. Yeah. He so Nick called me last week. I don't know why, but for some reason when you called I was like, is it happening? I don't remember
Oh,
if like you sent me a text before or something like that, but it was like, or maybe you called a couple of times or something, and oh, I was like, and then it was probably something about Clash of Clans or Minecraft or something. So
Yeah.
irrelevant, but at the same time, it's not irrelevant.
Yeah, it's completely important.
irrelevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Well,
All right.
for those of you who are still here, thank you guys very much for hanging out, for joining in the chat. We appreciate you. Coming into the new year, JSNB Talk could look a little different for the month of January. Jared has to work next week, so Brian could be back.
Brian?
We haven't asked him yet. We're asking him right now.
Works for me.
Perfect.
Works for me.
And then we are unsure, like I said, like we were just talking about, Nicky B and his son coming into the world at some point here within the next couple of weeks. So he'll probably be disappearing for a little bit. So we could see a Stu, Brian, Jared episode, or a Stu, Brian, Kyle episode, or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But could look a little different for the month of January. But we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Happy New Year to both of you. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. And I guess we'll see you next year. Do you guys have anything you wanna say? Anything at all? Anything exciting?
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yep. I just hope and pray that everybody has a year ahead of them that they want and need, and have no unexpected tragedies, and
Perfect.
just have a blessed year.
Excellent. Yeah, Kyle, I'll let you know. We'll be texting or calling about it, but we might need you once or twice. So cool. Thank you guys. Like I said, thank you again very much. We are, real quick, 98 followers on TikTok. We are 2 away from triple digits, and I believe YouTube is up to, is it 60?
60.
60. Perfect.
40 away from 100. Go sub to our YouTube.
Follow us on
greatly appreciate
TikTok.
it.
Everything is at JSNB Talk. What you see there in the center of the screen, you can search for that, and yeah, you can find us on all the major platforms. So cool. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next Thursday. We will see you next year. Later.